I like making spaces for weird people to feel good.
Yeah.
I think that's nice because I'm also fucking weird. I was in foster care, so it was so chaotic and I had no idea what I was doing. And so a 20-year-long plan was actually like some stability and a thread to move within. So check the facts, get your ducks in a row.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Alex Brees, founder of Unheard Music, and welcome to the Find Your Frequency podcast, the podcast where we talk to people who have built something from nothing, whether that's artists, founders, investors, all united by that same obsession of how do you get people to care. And I've got a bit of an introduction today, which is so long, so I'm actually not going to do it because you've done so much, Maria. But if I call out a couple of highlights, aerialist in the circus.
Yeah.
Trained as a coach for neurodiverse individuals, launched her own tech business, runs some events for some of the biggest and most interesting events, in my opinion, in the world, whether it's Killing Kittens or whatever it might be. Wow, where do we start, Maria? Thank you for joining us.
Probably at Tomorrowland. Let's start there.
Let's do it. I'm really excited to dive in, to be honest,
Thanks,
because it's such a diverse background.
Thank you. I honestly, when I was reading through your questions that you sent over, it's brilliant and thought-provoking because I hadn't even reflected back in the way that your questions had prompted me to. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. You're giving away that I do a little bit of prep for this, but that's fine.
It's a good sign.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about the origin and perhaps what I'm interested in, a little bit maybe about your mentality, because you've got the engineering. I didn't even mention the engineering background as well. So we've got the engineering side, we've got the circus side, we've got the tech side. Where did this all start? How did you start to understand where to put your efforts?
Oh my goodness. It's going to sound really lame. I've had a 5, a 10 and a 15 and a 20-year-long plan since I was 16.
Wow.
So it kind of got developed along the way as well. Like you can't be too strict with something so long term, but equally at the same time, I have had that mapped out since then. That sounds so lame. I have got a life.
No, it doesn't sound lame. So when you were 16, you sort of sat down and you wrote out the things that you wanted to achieve, I guess, over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah. The life that I was living at the time was so unstable. Something that you didn't find that wasn't online and isn't online, but I have spoken about it publicly multiple times, is that I was in foster care. So it was so chaotic and I had no idea what I was doing. And so a 20-year-long plan was actually like some stability and a thread to move within. So if I look like I've got this, that, it's like, well, I needed some semblance of a plan and I knew what kind of things I liked and what I found interesting.
I mean, that's incredible. And thank you for sharing about
okay.
the foster situation. How did that sort of frame your thinking? You know, did that give you, because often when I think about adversity, if you don't mind me saying adversity, I think that can be a massive motivator for people. And I know, like, for me in particular, you know, there's a story around having a bit of a chip on my shoulder about certain things. And you know, that motivates me to continue every day. So how did that sort of frame you and your motivation, I suppose?
I just want to ask really quickly, what's the chip on your shoulder? Is it revenge? What's happening?
Well, I don't, to be honest with you, I think it comes from a few things. You know, one is maybe being told I was too small when I was playing football. You know, I played to a decent level and then I was told I was too small. So I was let go from, you know, like an academy when I was 16. And so that was maybe I'm going to prove you wrong type thing.
Yeah,
you know?
You're really big now. You're a full adult size. So
well, I'm a small adult, yeah. So maybe that, and maybe having an affinity towards people that are overlooked as a result of that, and for us with Unheard, we're focusing on independent artists who I feel are very overlooked at times, and so I think maybe something around that.
Can I make a really terrible joke?
Yes.
Overlooked because you're short, or because I'm going to make dark jokes because that's how we get over things. So when it comes to how I got so sparked into what I'm doing, yes, in so much as like going through what I did, I also have the same ethos. And when I first met you, and also in meeting you time after time now, I knew you had something deep like to you, for sure. And I think when you have that, you also recognize it in others. There's like something else driving you. It's not just the success or the money. That's great. And those are can we swear on this podcast?
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic.
I think so.
Great. Oh, shit. Yeah. Yay. Great, because I'm like a sailor. So, hi, Sam. Thank you so much. So as far as it goes, it was a huge driving force for me. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't in a lifestyle that I could be in a world that I could have fallen into, for sure. There was certainly like peers around me at that age that were very much going into a life that I didn't want for myself.
Yeah.
So if you don't have something to aim towards, you end up a little bit aimless sometimes.
Yeah.
Some people can, and I sure as heck could have. So what I did was like, where am I going? Where am I pointing myself to? Give myself huge markers. So for example, go do aeronautical engineering because I love the way that things were pulled apart and put back together again. It was awesome. And then after that, it was like, okay, now we've kind of done that. Now what's the next? It's this bit. So the next big item was, how can I travel the world? And how can I do that with a job that I love? And how can I experience as much of the world as I can? And luckily, I've been able to go to 53 countries, which is
show your flex. Yeah.
But I love it. Like, we got to go travel the world with my job. I did 3 world tours with the circus.
Wow.
Yes, I'm a clown. So that happened. And then I was always, I actually had planned that I wanted to be a therapist at 25. And I was 5 years late, and I hated it.
Well, you did do a degree in engineering and travel the world before that, so I think it was fair.
No, but I hated it. But equally, it was like, okay, there's so much success in this aspect of what I had planned that I didn't want to stop it yet, because it would be like cutting off a lot of momentum, and I'm glad I didn't. So you can shimmy and shake through your plans.
Yeah.
And sometimes are flexible. Try not to beat yourself up as much as I did. Because I really did.
Bless you. And do you ever sit and it sounds like you've made, incredible progress through the plans that you made. Do you ever sit and sort of reflect on that and go, do you know what, at 16 I sat and wrote down all of these things and now I've actually gone on to achieve, I don't know how many you've achieved, but I imagine most of them and there's some more to go, but do you ever sort of sit and reflect on that and go,
not yet.
I've done really well?
Sorry to cut you off, but no, not yet. I'm just being real.
Yeah.
Not yet, because there's like one other big ticket item. I won't destroy your question line that you're going to go through, but there's a question in there that's going to prompt an answer that answers this moment here, in so much as like how and why I didn't reflect and I haven't reflected yet.
Let's go there.
Okay, fine.
Let's go there. Tell me.
So one of the questions was, would you still be doing what you're doing? Something along the lines of, would you still be doing what you're doing if things were different with relationships or something like that? I mean,
like if you were to start, was it the hypothetical, if you were to start again?
Yes. So absolutely no, I wouldn't, because there's one big ticket item that I've got left to do on my list that, if given half a chance, I really would love to. And that is making a huge ripple out change to the mental health services out there running the UK, because I think they're abysmal in certain areas. And they're doing the best they can, considering quite a lot of defunding. I think it was like 20, we won't get political, 25% defunded by a certain government, which we won't talk about. But it's had such a massive negative effect on like not just like anecdotal evidence that I've got, but also systemic evidence that has been collated. But equally, it's, I'm not done yet.
So that's the big ticket item that, maybe post the tech business that you're building at the moment, post that's what you want to dive into and go from there.
Yeah, it's just a shame I can't be in 2 places at once. I'm going to figure that out.
Can you talk to me? I'm interested, and I think people listening would be interested about the circus a little bit. And because
no, I cannot juggle. Which camera do I need to? No, I cannot juggle. Not for you now. Not for you later.
and specifically the community piece, because you know a lot of this podcast is about building community and how you foster that. And whenever I go, I've been to the circus a couple of times. It's been amazing.
Thank you for coming to see us. Thank you for your time.
And I think there are two things that I love about it. One is like the camaraderie between everyone, or the perception of the camaraderie of everyone on stage.
Real.
It's incredible.
It's real. You could die if you go wrong with the person on stage with you.
Yeah.
Like, that's genuine. I'm not even overinflating.
Yeah.
The reality of it is, if you don't catch somebody when you're meant to, if you slip past somebody because they had a drink on stage, for example, being not conscientious about that stuff, you can either kill, for example, if you're performing fire, that's a really dangerous thing.
Yeah.
And also, if not, at the very least, injure. So you've got to have camaraderie. You have to look after everyone around you. I will say, moving out of circus and into the environment that I'm in now, there's an element of the camaraderie that I really miss, that I found with Tile Yard, with all of our lot. I think we're still off doing our own things. So there's slightly less of the, you're on tour and you're in a bus with someone. But equally, there's still that space where everyone can come together and hang out and talk and so on. So it's a beautiful thing, but you have to look after each other. So it's kind of a sink or swim. But also we all love each other because we're all a bunch of little weirdos. I can say that. We are, you are.
And shout out to Nick and the guys at Tile Yard who have done a great job in building a community there that obviously we're both part of. And again, just sort of thinking about who might be listening is what you've done is, in my view, is that you've been able to move yourself into certain environments. So whether it is the engineering degree, whether it's the circus, whether it is the event side, which is hard in itself, I think. You know, if you want a job somewhere, or if you want to build,
choose events.
Yeah, don't you? But it's sometimes really hard to break into a scene or break into an industry. But you've done it really quickly, and then what you've done is you've fostered trust quite quickly as well, it seems. And so, can I ask about that? Because I think that'd be really useful for people listening. Is like, what's the secret to being able to, break into an industry and then build trust really quickly?
Be genuine, I guess. I don't know. I think I just show up and be, have integrity.
Yeah.
And be true to where you're headed. Because at the end of the day, like, these are your peers also. And if you want to survive and last in any industry, you have to recognize that these are the people that are going to be around you for maybe a decade, maybe more. If they're sticking at it and so are you. The circus performers that I worked with, I still work with them today. I still book them today. The people that I was booking and working with when I was 22 are the same people that I'm still working with now. So, just last night we booked 2 magicians, and they're the same people that I worked with when I was 23 at Boomtown or Bestival or one of those ones. I've seen them in all manners of states, and I still bloody love them.
And that actually is a really interesting answer, because it aligns with what I would say all of our guests have shared so far, in that there's no shortcut. It's about being authentic. It's about working hard and working harder than, other people. And it also is about being patient, because it takes time.
Yes.
There is no okay, we're going to do this in a month. Like, that just doesn't exist. It all takes time, and it's like layering on top of each other.
Say that, Alex Brees, but we got given the opportunity to do something, but we have to get it over the line within a month. Yes. And it's like 15,000 people.
Yeah, okay. A bit different.
That's stupid. Don't do stupid stuff.
Yeah, that is a challenge.
Play dumb games, win dumb prizes.
Yeah. But do you think that that's a fair assessment? That it does take time, and it is about being authentic, and yeah,
totally. I do wish that I'd come up with a more unique response now. So, can I come back to you?
Come back to me.
Okay, well.
and then also, just 2 other things I wanted to mention here in this part of the pod is, one is, I'd love for you to share maybe some highlights of your journey, because it is so diverse. And so I think that'd be really interesting for people. And then 2, I'd love to dive into the Fox and the Hedgehog, because that is the sort of brand, you've created around yourself. But I'd love to dive into the meaning of that a little bit.
I think that you did do a bit of research. At least it read that way. And if you did, I commend you, sir, because nobody else knows what the heck it means. So yeah, that's awesome. Highlight-wise, can I bounce it back at you? What do you see to be a highlight? Or what stood out for you?
What's interesting for me is, I suppose, you've gone from engineering, which in my mind, and maybe this is like quite a naive perception, is someone that likes to sit down, likes to get intricate with the numbers, blah, blah, blah. And then onto the circus or the events, which is like, feels like so expressive and extrovert and almost the opposite of the engineering side. So that's actually what's interesting for me, is like the sort of mind that you have to be able to bounce across those two different things. Because for me, I can't sit down. Like, I can't sit still. I can. We're
doing really well, by the way, but like I'm fidgeting like.
Yeah. We can always shake it out a little bit, but that's I would struggle with that. So the engineering piece, I just couldn't do. But maybe the event side, maybe I could have a go at that. But
you'd be surprised. It was so fun. Okay, I really loved it. Like, we got to play around with lots of rivets, and we got to pull apart engines and figure out how they work, and we got to see how like things are wired up, and also like. One of the resounding things that stuck in my head was suck, squeeze, bang, blow. That's the way the engine goes. And that is, in fact, what our teacher taught us, how an engine works. So, you suck in the air, squeeze it, compress it, and then you blast it out the back with ignition, and then you blow it all out. So that's how an engine works. Told to you by my teacher. But yeah, I think for me, I think it all has a thread there, in so much as like a really big challenge, something that involves equations, and something that involves making, building, fixing. That's kind of the concurrent theme, really. A builder, I guess, just sands a little belt as well. Need to have one of those, really.
But that is interesting, because for me, and also I remember another founder who I won't name, but they built a really successful business in automotive tech. And what they said to me is that, they like the automotive industry, but they can get passionate about different things. And actually it's similar for me. It's like I work in music tech. I love the industry I work in, but I can get passionate about other stuff. I could work in ed tech or whatever else. Yeah. And but I know there are certain people who are like, we have people in our team who are just so music focused, and they're brilliant, on the music side. Nice. But I think that's what you spoke to a little bit there, is you don't have to be pigeonholed into one lane. You can, move about a little bit.
Yeah, diversify your portfolio. Yes.
What about highlights? Like, what are the things that you've looked back on and you're really proud of, or that you're working on and are about to come to fruition that you're really proud of?
I think I struggle with my own pats on backs, but I think from an external looking in, probably the world tours were pretty epic. Creating the Festival of the Dead, I've always been super proud of that, to be fair. That was one of my favorite things that I've ever got to do, because you always remember your first thing, right? And that was the first time that I had full creative over the show, how it's built, and also what's going on stage, and putting the whole team together and running it start to finish with the concept and the script writing and the choreography and the direction. And that was when it was like 25 or something. And it was such a big ask. But also I was so grateful. I was just so gratified by being able to do that job there. It just made me like, okay, I can do pretty much anything. Let's go. So I guess that, but also being a coach and having all the experiences with my coaching clients where they said that I was doing a great job. Like, it's just wonderful to hear that. There's nothing else that really can give you that flavor of satisfaction in your job, is actually being able to make a difference on the ground. Like, firsthand, you get to see somebody go, fuck, you actually changed my life, or you changed my week at least, Today was all right because of you. But you know what I mean? It's like those little moments. It's like, that is so different to hitting a KPI or, you know, achieving an event success. There's so much difference in somebody saying that my life is a little bit easier because of our interaction there. That's so special.
Yeah.
Too much of a girl not to cry.
No, I love it. And you're right. It is, it's a human thing, and it does mean so much. Like if we get a good review on the App Store, my week is made.
Yes,
you know. And if we get a bad one, then it's horrendous.
You throw your laptop out the window and leave.
I can't even look at it, you know. And I'll look at it, and then Sam will probably say to me, who's our head of growth, he'll say, "We've had this App Store review. Like, are you going to go back to it?" I was like, "Yeah, I have seen it, but I just can't look at it again for another couple of days, and then I'll go back to it."
Yeah,
so I totally understand that. Could you actually share a little bit about Festival of the Dead for people that don't know what it is?
Did you see it?
I've seen it online, but I haven't been.
No. Well, it is now evolved into rock orchestra, so it is a whole different beast. But when it started, it was a full cabaret show. Focus. It was a full cabaret show. Wow. In so much as we did it as a Day of the Dead theme, we had carnival dramas, we had a full there was a puppet and it looked like a giant turkey. It was meant to be a vulture, I swear on my life. If you look at the videos now, you'll be able to see it does look like a turkey. I'll hold my hands up. However, giant turkey, I think we called him Bob, something stupid. Anyway, he'd walk through the audience and there'd be a whole big moment where we were playing, who's that German artist? Gestalfenstein.
Not sure.
Did like a really famous. Oh, fuck.
Sorry.
It's a techno track anyway. It was proper knocking. So we used to do our parades to that track, and it was so powerful.
Yeah.
We'd have the whole audience being like, what's happening? What's going on? Because we would go and we would get into, before it was a bad word, immersive theatre. So that's way back before it got oversaturated with immersive stuff everywhere. So, but yeah, we really did it with intention to bring light to the circle of life. Everything that I've ever created, it will have a thread throughout it. Even if it's just to keep us all like knowing what we're doing when we're out there. We're not just doing it to be a spectacle. We're doing it with a purpose, with intention. It's not just, here's some cool people doing cool things with some cool skills. It's here's the reason why. And we were doing it with the intention to talk about how the Day of the Dead has got that thing about the whole circle of life and all the things that come with that. So we had all the different characters for the different depictions of stages in life as well, which you'll see from the turkey.
Do you know the thing that was coming to my mind there where you were talking, apart from how amazing it sounded and I wish I was there, is like community. And I was going into like other things you've done, like Killing Kittens and other stuff, like alternative sort of community, but or alternative events, I suppose. But when I look at those, I see like a real sense of like coming together and community. What do you think it is that, like, is it just a shared interest that brings everyone together? Again, I'm thinking about from an artist or business perspective, how you build community and how important that is. Like, what is it that works in those spaces, you think?
I like making spaces for weird people to feel good.
Yeah.
I think that's nice. Because I'm also fucking weird. So, you know, like, for example, with the circus community that I have, I made sure that people felt included and safe and honoured and protected. It's the same for when I'm doing an event. I want to make sure that the space is safe and respected and everyone looks after each other as best as I can. Yeah. You can't. So, you know, you build it and you just see who's up for coming. Yeah. It's nothing that we can force, but certainly a space where you feel seen and understood. I mean, there's a really lovely, please research this because I can only ever remember Gluick. So there's a Harvard psychological study into the biology effects of your psychology and what makes you live the longest with the best health. And they did it over 70 years. Wow. 3 different directors that headed it up. You can tell that I'm like pulling this out of my brain here. And basically they had over 2,000 people in this study. And what they found is the ultimate correlation between all of them for having a long, healthy life was feeling understood by people in their life. And to be able to cultivate a space like that where people feel safe to be and like, hey, man, you're a good being, whoever the fuck you are, within reason. Yeah. Killing kittens. You know, where there is spaces like that where you're cultivating inclusivity and not just to hit I'm going to throw shit out here. Like, please don't try and hit points. Like, do it with intention. Do it. And I'm saying that to, yeah.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah.
Because I feel like you absolutely nail it for sure. Because you've got that headspace to be able to create that. But don't do it to tick boxes. Do it to create what you feel like you needed.
Yeah.
You know, because we all need that. You know,
it's true.
To a degree.
And I think this is such a great point. I'd love to sort of wander on a little bit because in a world where everything's so accessible and people are like longing, I guess, to be included, you're also probably more excluded than you've ever been because the connections we do have are online connections, like fairly tenuous. Like there's a lot of negativity online, you know, whether it's the news or social media or whatever. So I think, you know, it's really hard to find that place where you feel comfortable and that you belong and the people around you have similar views, you know. I think especially as you like get older and you have other things going on, you might have a family or whatever, it becomes harder and harder.
Baby? The new baby.
Well, I'm a little tired, but yeah. But you know, I think it's really hard to find those spaces. So you know, credit to you for creating them.
Credit to you too.
Thank you.
We're both just out here on the streets trying our bloody best.
Yeah, exactly. I think and there's something to say for that. I think there's something to say for just giving it a good go. And then one question I wanted to ask was around, you know, I think I've got a good understanding now on how you go about building those communities, and it comes down to the authenticity piece, like creating those lines of thread or those threads that go through the community, and then business. Because from an artist perspective, you know, a record label, they're building a community and that's great. But and then how do you survive from a community? You know, does that cross your mind when you're creating these events? Is that, okay, how are we going to put it crudely, I guess, like monetize this, create a business from it? Or is that something you sort of...
Bottom line, giving a shit about that stuff. Ultimately, I am a margin on the side of capitalism. Just ever so, I run a business. You run a business. We are in the system. But also, I grew up incredibly poor. I never want to be that again. And so, I want to make sure that I'm making money. Not because it's the be all and end all, but for fuck's sake, I never want to go hungry again. Apart from, like, you know, to make sure my body doesn't get out of shape, because it can and it does and it has. But like as far as it goes, I want to make sure that I'm looking after me and my team. Are my team okay? Are they going to have their rent paid? Because paying staff, you are the same as well. You have to make sure you got the income so that you're looking after your kids. Essentially. Call them your kids.
And how do you manage those?
I fully grown adult kid over there who also contributes quite a more.
Exactly. Well, without the team, we'd be nothing, and without our community of artists, we'd be nothing. So it's you know, it's about everyone else really. And how do you manage that pressure? Because again, just thinking about artists, managers, labels, like as they're building their community, their audience, their business, there's going to be times where you know cash flow is tight, or you have got a rent to pay and you haven't quite got enough money because you haven't done enough shows, or whatever it might be. How do you manage that pressure?
Check the facts. Don't check the feelings. Check the facts. Get your ducks in a row. It's really boring answer. Make sure that you've got some kind of projection coming up where you have got an income, I guess. Whenever those things have happened, it's like, okay, what have I overlooked? What isn't happening that should? It's so boring. It's just auditing. Dull and boring, but it is really important. Don't I mean, to look after yourself holistically or in a business sense?
Let's do holistically, because I think that
the business sense is that audit, right? But the holistic sense is again, don't stay too long in your head. Get whatever's in your head out onto paper.
Yeah.
And you can run it. There's something called like an ants test.
Okay.
Which is a Byron Katie sort of, what would you call it, system? I don't know. But anyway, so Byron Katie came up with this thing whereby would it hold up in the court of law, what you're thinking? If you were representing yourself in court and you're your own lawyer and you have to stand up in front of a jury, all these thoughts that are running through your head, have you got actual evidence for it? Or is it a feeling? Because feeling we can work on, but a fact, if it is a fact, then you can also work on it, because then at least you've got black and white, do's, don'ts. And again, that comes back to the auditing there. So it's a little bit more of a sensible version of managing yourself in a holistic way, but equally it works for me.
I love that.
Thanks.
Do you know, it's I actually was reading a list that the YC Combinator sends out to their portfolio companies of almost like a checklist of things that they ask them to be conscious of. One that they think are really important for businesses. One of them was look after yourself, sleep, exercise, which is really, I really liked that they had that in there, because often,
goes to the wayside, doesn't it?
Goes to the wayside.
Yeah.
And two is, which was really quite profound actually, was businesses, startups rarely run out of money. And that was something they said, which I was like, really?
That's an interesting hot take. What do you mean?
And what I think it means, and someone else has said this to me, separately, is that businesses don't fail, founders quit. And it's like, and I think that ties quite nicely into that, where it's like, how much do you want it? How much are you willing to stretch and do the extra hours to find the money that you need, or the extra client or whatever? And then it's when you give up, okay, we're going to run out of money because I've given up, basically.
You're, on this topic, one of the hardest working people I have met. One of. Yeah, one of. There's more of you out there, don't worry. You're not on your own, but equally you really do stand out as a real solid hard worker. You're always doing something to make sure that the business is progressing in every which way that you can.
Thank you.
Even down to this podcast. Yeah. So well done.
Well, I think we share this, is that when you're passionate about something, it doesn't feel like work. And that's, a discussion to have with like partners and friends and parents, is because they think you're working all the time, but actually maybe you are, but it doesn't feel like that. So then it's important to check yourself and go, okay, I have been doing a lot. Maybe I just need to take a few hours off tonight, or whatever it might be,
Let me know how you get on with it.
It's hard to switch off. How do you switch off?
Oh my God. Please don't judge me. You promise?
I won't.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. And you. Married at First Sight, Australia.
Love it.
I love it so much. I think it's so fun. It's such like trash TV. I'm sorry for saying that, but also it's so dumb and I love it.
I'm on the latest series, but I'm only like 8 episodes in.
Oh, I guess so good. Watch out for Beck. Oh my God.
Okay.
By the time this comes out, it's all done. Like, oh my God.
But it's nice to just put something on that's mind numbing, and you don't have to think about it, and it's just what.
Yeah, it's so dumb stuff, and it's dumb stuff for being dumb and switching it off. So yeah, I love it.
And then a couple more things I wanted to ask. One is just going back to the hypothetical situation that we talked about before, where if you were to start afresh, what would you do now, knowing what the difference is in the climate in which we work? In a digital age, I suppose, where events are more expensive to run now.
Yeah.
Degrees are becoming less important. What would you do if you were starting afresh now, do you think?
What's in my bank account? Nothing or something?
You've got 2 months rent.
2 months rent.
Or 2 months survival.
All right. 2 months survival. Jesus. All right. Okay. Get to pick any vocation, or does it have to be the same?
Anything.
Holy shit. Okay. So low hanging fruit I'd have to go for. It's what it is. What do I know best, and where do I have clients that I can pick up real easy? That's what I would do. And so what that would probably look like, it's definitely not easy to start an event with nothing but a survival budget. So I'd probably go out and do supplier, middle person agency work, because that needs no overheads, but a good bit of chat and a space to do it in.
Love that. And actually that's how we started as well. It's like agency, low overheads, and it's actually a great way to learn the industry as well.
Yeah, my God, yeah. So the reason why I went in and did the circus training is because I was an agency already. And so I wanted to know what I'm asking of these wonderful people. Can I actually feasibly ask it? And also I loved learning.
Yeah.
I really did. And I got the opportunity to go into that uni at Circa Media and train. And it was amazing because I learned about show production, direction, putting everything together. Like the whole structuring of a show is so curious when you get down to the history of it. And then I also learned that if you ask an aerialist to be on a hoop for 30 minutes, that's outrageous. Don't do that. It's a silly thing to ask.
How long can they hang up there for? Is it?
Realistically, maybe 15 at a push, because it's a really it's like this stuck into your bones there, and you know, even if you sat, you're still having that move into you. However, if you're doing movement and hanging, that's it's like doing a weightlifting session, no breaks. You don't put the weights down. Just hold on to that. How long can you hold on to your own body weight?
Yeah.
In a way.
30 seconds or something, probably.
I'll give myself 5 seconds now because I'm way out of practice.
That was great. And then the final question that we ask everyone, and you've actually we've covered this a little bit today, but I'll ask it anyway. So when you started, what was the one milestone you wanted to hit which would represent success? Did you make it, and has that shifted now? Yes. And yes.
What was it?
Can you share? Do you want to share?
But I had so many milestones. So I hit doing the world tours. I hit also becoming a therapist. And this was like the curveball of all curveballs. I did not know that I was going to have to put together a festival. I did not know that. That was not on my plan. It wasn't. It's been added in as a late addition. And now it's like, oh God, okay, let's give it a crack. How hard can it be? Very hard is the answer. But yeah, so that's how that shifted as well there. There's still stuff to do, as I mentioned, about the mental health aspects of things. But I feel like without that sort of like baseline of what we're building, I don't think that it would have as much bolster. So I've re-timelined it, don't worry. I've re-timelined it.
So it will happen.
Yes, and I found a way in also utilising the music industry and the events as a segue in to cultivate spaces in an event structure, utilising music and the other elements that I've learned along the way to be able to create better mental health spaces, potentially. Who knows? Who fucking knows? We'll see what happens on the next episode of What the Fuck Next.
Is that your podcast?
Yeah. We're actually we're toying. Tell me what you think of this. This is awful. We're toying with an idea in the office of Guess That Crime. So we love true crime in the office. We really do. We're a bunch of ex-goth girlies. And so we love true crime, and we're like, how can we do true crime in music industry? Crime in music. Let's do that. There's so much.
That's actually great.
It's provocative. I'll give you that. And I'll give Zoe that because she and I were talking about it.
Yeah, that's actually great.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, not the name of my next podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, I would listen. If it was a true crime in music, I would listen.
True crime in music, are you in?
I would listen, definitely.
All right. We got our first listener.
Well, thank you, Maria. I've
you.
really enjoyed speaking to you. Obviously, you know, I enjoy the work we do together and hanging out. So thank you so much for spending time with us this morning. Okay. And don't forget to subscribe, follow wherever you listen to your podcasts. Maria, anything you wanted to share finally?
Subscribe and follow, and truly do. And we have got events coming up. However, if you could pop onto my page for the latest up-to-date stuff, because I'm not sure when this is being released and I don't know what's going to be pertinent. So come on over to _ Workhouse, which is HAUS, and then Workhouse with an underscore at the end as well. Oh my God, I've butchered my own handle.
Underscore workhouse. Okay.
If you can find me.
Yeah. We'll maybe drop it in the comments.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you as well, Alex. Appreciate you.